This is a demonstration of the entity linking feature in Codex. The idea is to show how this currently works, what can be done, but also to think about how could we inline this process so that it happens within the text editor itself. So I'm just going to hit the command key. This key brings up the search window. The first thing we see, a bunch of search results with highlighted matches there for that term here. First of all, it's showing the name of the entity in the system, person, place, concept, whatever that may be, and then underneath it's showing the words used to refer to that entity in the text where that entity is linked. So you can think of that as being a bit like a backlink. Now we can also one thing we can do is we can search by name for the entity, but this is only partly helpful. We can see in this case with here there's only really one name which corresponds to the word here, and it's picking up all these partial matches. So what we can do, we can flip this around and we can do a backlink search for any text which refers to an entity using the word here. So the entity is not called here, but the word used is here. So let's do that now. So we can see that the word here in this text refers to a house of Michelangelo. Here refers to Biantina, Bologna, Earth, Florence. So in this case, we want Florence. Now, this is a fairly straightforward case. Yeah, we could find Florence very quickly. We didn't have to type in Florence. We could, just by looking for here, doing a backlink search for any reference to Florence using the word here. If we have something a little bit more obscure, then we have some other features that we can make use of. Now, first of all, I'm just going to accept that. So that word here is now linked to the entity Florence, which we can see. We can even bring up a little graph view of Florence. But what I would like to do is, let's say we have another reference here. We can make use of some of these other features. Let's say the backlink search, maybe that didn't help. Entity name search didn't help. What we could do is we could also look for somebody who has a certain kind of trait. So we could say, well, we're looking for a Florentine cardinal. So we may or may not find something here. In this case, we didn't. But let's broaden this out. We're going to there's not that many Florentine cardinals marked in the system. But what if we went with the word? What if we went with he? And then we did a backlink search. Now we find a bunch of men referred to by he who are Florentine. So we can pick any kind of trait that we like. It could be, you know, a classification like man, woman, teacher, whatever, soldier, Tinker Tailor, soldier. Or we can we could even try finding someone who's related to someone else. Let's say I know that there's a man. He's connected to Michelangelo, the sculptor. And again, I don't really know his name, but let's say I know that this person is an architect. So even without knowing the name, we can work out who this person is, Giuliano. So the point here is that we have quite a powerful search mechanism. We can find things directly just by name. We can find things indirectly by searching how the entity is referenced. You can think of that as a backlink entity search. We can search by a trait that this entity has, nationality, or any kind of trait you can think of. Or we could search for them based on if they're related to someone. the trick is, how do you package up all of this when you need it into an inline context? So let's say you're typing in Viceroy, you select that, you want something to pop down here. You have some common sense options to find who the Viceroy is quickly, but you need to be able to move up in abstractness until you find what you're looking for. So that's the problem I'm struggling with at the moment, and I would be very interested in any thoughts that people may have. Thank you.